What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and today you're going to be watching episode 19 of Will It Drift. So, today's car is the 1999 Dodge Viper ACR GTS, or GTS ACR, I'm not really certain, it's a big double-barreled name. But it was suggested by 77 Roscoe, so yeah, thanks for the suggestion, man. Let's get into it. So, as standard, it has 460 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 3,450 pounds. So, I have to say, I was pretty disappointed how all of that power was used. I mean, 460 power is not to be sniffed at. Like, that's a lot of power, and 500 foot-pounds of torque. Come on. But of course, the reason that it probably wasn't using it the best is it weighs almost 3,500 pounds. Yeah, but it was a bit of a shock to see how slow it was to move and how just kind of bulky it was. But that's my next point, actually. There was a surprising amount of body roll. It was just kind of flipping and flopping all over the place. It wasn't fun at all. It could drift. Obviously, you can like, it's definitely a good stock car. Probably one of the better ones, like one of the best stock versions that Will It Drift has seen. But I did notice that I definitely struggled to get a good pair of runs. Like, I literally had to just keep running and keep running and keep running to actually get a decent pair of usable runs for the episode. So that was not a good thing about it. Like, that was a bad thing. And here we are, just stuck on the weld wheels on it. Now, for the medium build, it has 503 horsepower, 513 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 2,784 pounds. And the modifications that I've done are as kind of usual now: sport camshafts, race springs and weight reduction, and all-drive train to race. I didn't do the turbo upgrades or anything like that because when I came to do it in the full build, I realised that would push it over into like crazy horsepower territory, and I didn't want that. So it feels faster, obviously. Third gear is more of an option. Like, obviously in the medium build I don't tune the car, so like, as that, like, without a tune, third gear is much more like a more plausible option. It feels like the stock car with just more power, and the power that the more power that it has is being better used thanks to the sport camshafts. It spreads it over a wider kind of range, if you will. It's pretty controllable. Like, I found it to be pretty driftable, but it can still occasionally freak the fuck out and just want to just not work for you. But I will say, at the point that I got it to for the medium build, it felt like most crap cars full builds. Like, it felt not great but not awful either. Yeah, so anyway, moving on to the full build here, you can see I painted it the standard manufacturer's kind of reddish brownish silvery grey thing. It was kind of a weird colour. I like that though. And I went with the dark greyish black wheel. So yeah, now it's got more horsepower than I probably would have liked, but it's still, with the tyres that it has, it's fine. It's got 669 horsepower, 682 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 2,713 pounds. And as ever, it's a full build and tune like I do any of my other normal personal projects. And I found it to be awesome. Little to no body roll, very responsive. With the platform chassis upgrades, with like being like suspension and stiffening with the anti-roll bars and stuff. I did notice that it requires a lot of work to drive though. It's very you have to be very on off the accelerator, like kind of like it's not very smooth to drive, if you know what I mean. You always have to be making small adjustments with the steering wheel to keep it going and stuff. It feels like it can definitely keep up with faster cars in the game. If you want to work on it a bit more and you're able to drive it right, I definitely feel like you'll be able to tune it to get to the level where it can drift with like Skylines and Supers and stuff like that. But overall, it was just a very fun car to drive, and I actually look forward to, like, I'm definitely going to hang on to this and drift it some more and do some more work on it and take it into the pub lobbies and see how it goes. But yeah, I suppose the main question is, will it drift? Yes, it has to, of course. It's a Dodge Viper. It's not the best, but it's fast. It's a V8. It's got big tires, and that's all you need to know pretty much. There's nothing more, there's nothing else to say basically. It's got a lot of power. It's got the tires to handle it. It's not the best platform in the world. It's not a Skyline or a Super, or like a Mustang or something like that. But again, big V8, lots of power, as I keep saying. Definitely can drift. Definitely recommend building one. They are quite fun once you get them into a good situation, like I was gonna say situation, but like once you get them into the good, like their optimum zone, if you know what I mean, they're really good cars. So highly advise that you go and check them out. That's it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for new here. Thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.